how to make my Jaffa cake cupcakes with a hidden Jaffa cake, chocolate orange buttercream frosting and more. Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, where today we are making one of the most iconic biscuit or cakes, depending on your point of view, in cupcake form, which is of course the Jaffa cake. I'm going to ask straight away, do you think a biscuit or do you think it's a cake? Because obviously cake is in the title, it's quite soft and squishy, but you find it in the biscuit aisle of the supermarket. So, biscuit or cake, either way, they marry really well with a delicious chocolate, cupcake sponge and buttercream frosting. So I'm going to make today one of the most delicious cupcakes I've ever made, which is of course the Jaffa cake cupcakes. For any cupcake sponge, I tend to start with my baking spread. You can of course use room temperature unsalted butter if you prefer, but any baking spread works really well. And then I have some light brown soft sugar. I like this in chocolate cupcakes, but of course a golden caster sugar, or even dark brown sugar will also work really well for these. Because these are a chocolate cupcake, I then have some really strong cocoa powder, which I'll link in the description box because I buy it in a 1 kilo bag and it's absolutely delicious. And then I have some self-raising flour and my medium eggs as always. And because Jaffa cakes have a flavour, like apricot-y, orangey, whatever you really want to go for, because people's opinions vary on this, I also add some orange extract to my cupcake mix as well because I love the flavour, but this is of course optional. But either way, mix everything together to a smooth and delicious cupcake batter and we can bake some delicious cupcakes. As always, I'm just starting by adding my butter to a bowl, and then I add my light brown soft sugar, and then I just beat these together until smooth. Once they've been beaten together, I'm going to add my eggs, and then I'm going to add my orange extract, and then I'm going to add my cocoa powder, and then of course my self-raising flour as well. Now that my cupcake mixture is ready, it is just a gloriously smooth and delicious and thick cupcake batter. So we're ready to bake the cupcakes. Before all of this was done, I've preheated my oven to 160 fan because you always should bake into a preheated oven. But I also have grabbed some bright blue cupcake cases. These are kind of to match the blue of the Jaffa cake box. And of course, to make these even better, I'm going to add a Jaffa cake to the bottom of every cupcake case, then add the cupcake batter on top and then bake. So there's delicious hidden Jaffa cake on every single cupcake. I portion my cupcake batter with a 5 centimeter scoop because I find it easier, but you can obviously use spoons, whatever, tablespoons, teaspoons, just whatever you find easier to split the batter between the 12 evenly. Now that they're ready to bake, I'm going to bake in my fan oven at 160 degrees. It's 180 in a regular oven for about 20 to 22 minutes, and then I'm going to leave them to cool fully before decorating. So once your cupcakes have baked, they're nice and cooled in the trays. You can obviously cool them outside the trays if you want, but I'm lazy and I always cool them in the cupcake tray. We're ready to decorate. Because again, this is a simple but tasty cupcake recipe, I'm making a chocolate orange buttercream frosting, again, to go with the theme of the Jaffa cake. So I have some simple block butter, which is at room temperature. It's always best to start this at room temperature because it just means it's gonna mix so much easier. It's not gonna split, it's gonna be quicker and everything like that. And then I have some icing sugar, the same cocoa powder as earlier, and of course, a little bit more orange extract. But again, this is optional. You can also switch the orange in the cupcakes and the frosting for orange zest if you prefer, but orange juice might make it split. So extract or zest is perfect. But either way, we're gonna make this into a deliciously thick and luxurious buttercream frosting to decorate our cupcakes with. As always, I start by adding my room temperature butter to the bowl, and then I mix this on its own until it's smooth and supple. Now I'm just going to add my cocoa powder. I'm going to add my orange extract, and then I'm going to add my icing sugar. There you have your chocolate buttercream frosting. I've just put my buttercream into a piping bag, which I'll link below, and I've added my favourite 2D close style piping tip because I love the swirl it creates. But of course, you can slather the buttercream on if you want or use any other piping tip to decorate. It's entirely up to you. Now I'm just going to halve some of my Jaffa cakes for the decoration and then add some sprinkles as well. And then I've just grabbed some chocolate sprinkles for the topping. And then I just decorate with my Jaffa cake. And that is how you make my Jaffa cake cupcakes. A hidden Jaffa cake, chocolate orange buttercream, chocolate orange cupcake, and another Jaffa cake on top. What more could you possibly want if you're a Jaffa cake lover like me? Either way, whether they're a biscuit or a cake, they make a delicious cupcake. So check out the full recipe in the description box below, and I'll put a link to the blog post with everything on it, including the method. I'll link any useful bits I've used in the video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and come back next time, as always, for something else that's deliciously tasty. And if you have any recipe requests, leave them in the comment box below as well. Enjoy!